Welcome back everyone to the Blender Creator Course Stylized 3D Model, and this is where we left it off. Alright then, what we want to do now is we want to come in and press Ctrl A, all transforms, right click, set origin to geometry, add in a modifier, and we're going to bring in a generate and a bevel. Let's turn that down then, turn it on 1, and there we go. There's our window. And as I said, this part here, I think I'm going to move a little bit further back. So you can see I've grabbed all of this, and I'm just wondering actually, yes, the bottom parts aren't actually what I wanted. So we can see here, it's beveled off on this, but not these parts. So I'm actually going to come in, and what I'll do is I'll select all of these, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press P, selection, separate those out, and grab just my window, so Shift H. And now what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to pull these back. So I'm going to pull all of this part just a little bit back like that. So now the window can open and shut. And now what I want to do is I want to separate these parts out. The way I'm going to do it is Alt Shift click on each of these corners, and each of these corners, and each of these corners, like so. Then I'm going to right click and mark a seam. And then what I'm going to do now is come in. So L, 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 and L. I'm going to press Y. And now I'm going to do is I'm going to press A. And what we're going to do now is mesh. So basically what we've done there is we've separated this from this. And all of these are separated now, so these 4 parts. And what we want to do now is mesh, clean up, and we want to fill holes. And there you'll go. Now you've got that actual part that we wanted. Now you will see on these parts of the window, the bevel is too much. So what I want to do is Control A, or transforms first of all. And then I'm going to turn this all the way down to 0 and put this on 0.005. Let's try that first. And that's looking much, much nicer, as you can see now. Okay, let's bring the rest of the window back now. And now we can start actually putting on some materials. So what I'm going to do is now, I'm going to apply my bevel. I'm going to come to this part now and apply the bevel on here. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab this and this, press Ctrl J. I'm going to grab this window, press Ctrl L, link materials. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually grab all of this, just this one, pressing U, Smart UV Project, click OK. And there we go. Now we've got everything we need. We just need to change the wood round. So let's come in now and grab all of these. And we're going to change them to the other material, which is the light wood. So let's change these to light wood. Click Assign. Let's also come in and change these to glass while we're here. Glass lit. Click Assign. And now let's think about this. These parts always going down here. So we always have a problem with these parts going down here. So what I'm going to do is Alt Shift click, going all the way around. In fact, I'm just going to Shift click first of all. Yeah, going all the way down to there. Then Shift click, like so, going all the way down to there. And then we're going to mark a seam. And then fine, we're just going to mark one seam going into each of these. So right click, mark seam. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in. So it's L. It's going all the way through because we've only got these. So instead of doing that, I'll just Shift select Control and then work my way down. So Shift, Control, Shift, Shift, and then U, and we'll hit Unwrap. Let's see if Unwrap actually works. And yes, it does. Unwrap is working. Yeah, I'm happy with how that looks now. Okay, so now we just need to deal with our windows. So let's come in and we'll grab all of these. Pretty much doing the same thing that we've already done. So let's go to Shading Panel. And we're going to zoom in, press Tab, and then we'll end up with this. And then what I want to do is I'm going to press A, right click, and no, I'm not going to right click. I'm actually going to hit these 3 buttons. I'm going to hit UV and Pack Islands. No rotation, click on. Let it think about it, pack the islands, and now make them smaller. And I think that will make it a little bit easier for me to work with these because it means I can start putting them into place a little bit easier. All right, so let's grab this one. Make sure that we've got this entirety on. So if you've got this, you can actually select them all in one go. And then what we can do is we can just select them and select this one. Let's do this one. Put that into place. You can see that this is a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to now come in, select them in this way now so I can actually see what I'm doing. So we've got this one, that one's fine, this one, and G and just move it around to where I want it. And this one is in the wrong place. Let's put it over here. And there we go. Window done. Okay, really cool. Now, before we do anything else, let's call this. I'm not sure if we go to Asset Manager. What have we got on here? Got windows. Large window, round window, window with shutters. Let's call it just a window, small window. So a small window like so. Let's press dot to find it where it is. Let's press Control 3. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to press Control A, all transforms, right click, set origin to geometry. Make sure that everything's been applied. And then I'm going to right click and mark as asset. And finally go to unassigned. We can see our window here. Don't really want that, so RZ 90, Control A, or transforms, right click, set origin to geometry. Let's press 1 now and now give that a try. So I'm going to right click, clear asset, small window, mark as asset. There we go. That's exactly what I want. Okay, so let's drop that in to our windows like so. And then let's put that over there with the rest of our windows. I actually think that is the last window we need to create. We've only got one door really to create. We have some other small parts and things, but apart from that, now let's bring in that window. So I'm going to press Control 3. I'm going to come to my windows and I'm going to bring in my small window. I'm going to rotate it around then. So R, Y, minus 90. Let's see if that's the right way. Yep, that's the right way. So let's put that into place. Shift, holding Shift. There we go. Bring it into place. Bring it down. Put it into place like so. There we go. Fantastic. That's looking pretty cool. All right, now we've done that. Before we actually do anything else, I did forget to come into these parts. What I want to do is I want to actually make sure that these are a little bit uneven. So I'm going to come in, mesh, transform, and randomize. And then I'm going to turn this all the way down to 0.1, like so. And there we go. It just makes it a little bit more uneven. Trust me when I say it really does catch the eye because it is uneven, as you can see. All right, so that's looking really, really nice now. I'm happy with that. And as you can see, this is really, really coming into a professional piece of work. Okay, so now I'm thinking, rather than actually moving on with the rest of this top part, I'm thinking that we should get the roof in, get the little lamp in here that we need as well, get the supports in here, and then we can actually start on this little barrel over here, just to keep it a little bit varied. We've done a lot of building work on this last few lessons. So let's actually do it that way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to material first. I'm going to just hide this out of the way. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in the actual lamp. So I'm going to go to light, which is this one here, and bring in my light. And then what I'm going to do is spin it around. So RZ minus 90. And let's put that in place, and look at that. It's as though we've built something ready to put something in place. So let's plug it in to here. Let's pull it up to here, and let's obviously pull it back because we have to be careful because we've got a roof that we need to get in as well. So thinking just a little gap there to show that it's you know, supported by something. Okay, let's press Alt H. So this is where we want our roof to come. So we want our roof to come roughly like this. And we also want to have our roof to be a little bit bent as well. So we want to actually bend our roof a little bit. So we want it kind of sloping down. We also want to make sure that if our guy's down here, that he's not going to be banging his head on the roof. So we need to make sure that it's not coming low enough for him to bang his head on the roof. Now you can see we ain't got a lot of bend there. You can also see that this is nearly touching the roof. So I've got to be really, really careful because not only do I have a roof that I need to put in here, but also I'm going to also have, I'm going to actually put that underneath, I think. Let's have a look what that's going to look like. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that underneath like so. I think that's going to look a little bit better. The other thing is with this lamp, at least, I think it's too big. So I'm going to press S. And I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller. And I'm just thinking that that looks more realistic on this bit. I think over here it should have been a bit bigger, but over here it should be a bit smaller. Okay, happy with that. Now let's think about our roof. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this part here, Shift S because to selected, And let's now bring in this roof that we've created. So this one, well, you can see actually, if I pull these together, they're near enough the same. So you can see here, these are the same, which means that that might be easier to work with. However, I think probably going to be easier to work with on their own. So I'm going to bring in my roof first. So what I'm going to do is press Shift D, and then I'm going to press Shift S, selection to cursor, and then I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to spin it around, so RZ minus 90, and there we go. Now let's first of all make sure that the width is the right before we start anything. So let's come in, count horizontal, let's bring it down, put it into place, and there we go, that's the width. Now let's make sure the length is ideal, so I'm going to put it to, let's say there. I want this coming down to probably this one here, so I'm going to turn down the vertical count, so probably this one, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the angle, so I'm going to change the angle there, and then I'm going to change this angle here because I want it to actually be just under there. Now, once I've actually got this in place, I really don't need to keep this bit anymore. So what I can do is I can actually just delete that out of the way. And now I've got an idea of where it's going to come. So we can see with this roof that it's going to actually be supported by some logs, some supports that are going to go into these parts here. If I press Control 3, you can see over this side, it's fine, but this side is a little bit, you know, it's not enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press S and Y, shrink it in a little bit because I need to make some room for those. So like so, and then S and Y, shrink it in a little bit more, holding the Shift button. And I think that then is going to be perfect for what we need. I'm actually happy with the slope. The one thing we'll do on the next lesson is though, I just want to slope it the other way as well. So I want it basically to be sloping outwards this way. But I think on that one, I'll actually show you another technique of actually how you can bend things, because I feel like once we've actually got all of the woodworking, it will be easier. All right, everyone. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned tons and tons, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.